Well, happy Friday, day after Thanksgiving. I thought we would do a miniature AM briefing today. So, the first thing let's do is let's look at the news drivers for today and next week. And right now, I just have it on the yellow folders. What do we notice about the yellow folders next week? A lot of FOMC guys talking. Well, they love to talk, don't they? Now let's go and look at the orange and red folders, kind of the real events. Still showing nothing today. However, last week it said Chicago PMI was today. So I don't know if that got moved or what, but it is what it is. So we got some PMI data. We got some job data, ADP, non-farm employment change, some PMI, and non-farm payroll next week. That's going to make Thursday and Friday going to be red days. Be careful trading, small if at all. Probably better not to trade those 2 days. But we do have some volatility going to be put into the market Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every day of the week. Powell speaks during lunch on Wednesday. This might signify the end of a lot of people's trading week, but it depends on what your system tells you to do, right? So let's get rid of this. Let's go look at what happened on our last trading day, which was Wednesday. So when the market opened, and we're going back and forth through the opening, back and forth through the opening here, I drew out these two scenarios for my traders. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. Or if we break this trend line, we get under here, I want to take this trade to this level here that I've been giving you all week, this 11.25. I try to be exact in my arrows. Where do I think the entry is and where do I think the ideal exit would be? Can price go further? Of course. I don't know where price is going to really go. It's just my predictions there. So let's bring that up. How did that work on this day? Very well, actually. So I took the first little short there here, and a lot of my other traders took this short. So I know Larry took that. I know Roger took that. Justin was already short and added to his short here. And we went here and hugged here pretty well, went down to the next strong range that we had and came right back up. So that was nice. So let's tighten this up just a little bit. Let's go to a 10-minute chart. And I had given this as the key level on that day as well. Can we get down there? Because if we lose that, then this arrow kind of takes over. And so now several sessions have went by. So let's slide this bad boy on over to here. Let's move this key level onto here. And there we go. That's how I see that. So what did you do with yesterday's session? Nothing. Just consider all of this the same overnight session. Mark your overnight high up here. Mark your overnight low is technically going to be in these maintenance hours here. Um, well, let's do it off of here because that's the major overnight low. Let's do that off of there. Let's not worry about those maintenance hours there. So I would draw those two levels there. Note the upward slanting VWAP with that. The play is certainly long or flat, but what do we know? We are entering the top of this range. What typically happens at the top of the range, like over here? Typically, it's better to be looking for a short. Now, by shorting, you are fully aware of that you're shorting 20 points before the biggest magnet on the chart, which is the all-time high up here. So that all-time high up here is really important. It's the biggest magnet on the chart. However, range rules say it is best to look for a short up here, unless we do the drawing that I showed you earlier and we actually break out and give you the opportunity to go long. Otherwise, it's better to be looking for longs down here. So this level is going to be really tricky here. So this is the edge of the range where it's typically better to be looking for a long than a short. But if we break this, this is a tricky trade to take. We're probably coming to here. Will that happen today? I doubt it, but it's something that I'm certainly cognizant of. Um, and we did do what? We broke that high time frame trend line over here, or you could say that the trend line might have just be adapted out to the side, and that's okay as well. Let's do this. Let's remove this. Let's remove this. Yeah, I don't need that now. Let's remove that. Let's move these two levels into my sessions folder. Sorry, you can't see that. I'm playing with my object tree. Let's remove the strong levels. Let's go to RTH. Where are we just in RTH sessions? Well, let's bunch this up just a little bit. So you can see where the chop zone came from that was up here. It originated from back here. And when price got back into that chop zone, we are still behaving the same as price did over here. That's very valuable to know. So now we're up here Monday, Tuesday, and then of course the overnight session here. And we are just doing more consolidation, getting ready for what? A rather large move. So let's look at the entire week here. I would still denote this new week opening gap that happened between Sunday and Friday. In fact, I have that drawn out, and I'm going to actually move this back to over here. I don't need all those colors in front of my face. I just want to be able to reference them as we're trading. It'd be real difficult to ignore. Let's go ahead and draw this in. Be real difficult to ignore this. So I would put this little trend line here. I would anchor it from this Asia low. I would attach it to here. This kind of skated along the bottom. If you wanted to pull that up to the body and say, I want to be notified upon anything that might be a first break, but I would just stick it right there and go, okay, if we break that, that tells me something, much like when we took out this higher time frame trend line we had here. In fact, I'm gonna have to go back and draw that in. And once you break that, it can be a really nice move. When can you short an uptrend? I say this a million times, especially in my group. You'd better have that figured out in your mind. When can you short an uptrend? Well, the first thing I look for is some sort of move down that leaves behind an inefficiency. And then I needed to break something. A trend line is breaking something. So now if I go from this level to this level, now, here, let's pull this back. Actually, let me pull on my trend lines real quick. Where's my trend lines? Okay. So if we pull this one from here to here, it's breaking it by time. I don't really know if that helps me at this point. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and throw on this trend line. And I think that helps me more than the one drawn further back, my humble opinion. But that's why you're listening, I guess, for my humble opinion. And let's make sure that's attached on there. So I want to know that as well. So multi-day chop. Are we going to break out of this on a Friday? What do I know? But I do know the trades I would be looking for in case it does. We will not be live on Zoom today, traders. I'll probably post some in the group. Once my wife gets up and starts having her coffee, we plan on getting out and about today. So spending quality time with friends and family between now and Monday is more important than time on the chart, in my humble opinion.
Stay green, my friends. And to learn more about our group, go to microstrader.com.